I'm not doing the whole setup like last time. Long black train. Alright, let's see if we can get some jokers up in here. We'll see who joins the live and who doesn't. I guess I should do this cup this way. I guess I could just chill. I could step away a couple of minutes, right? Usually that works. And then everybody starts jumping in. Oh, man. Let's see. I guess I'll wait a few minutes here. I usually go live and then I like walk away. And I'll, there we go. Yep. Yep. I can move this thing where I can. I'm sure it's still early for a lot of people and everyone's still trying to. You know what? I'll be back. How about that? I got time. Nobody's here yet, so why not? Oh, one person there. Please identify yourself. Good morning to you, whoever you are. Lone Ranger, one person watching. I was just about to get up and go heat my coffee up and find something else to bring out here with me. So, yep, if you can give me a 5x5, that'd be great, man. And you disappeared. All right. Must be boring, I guess. Let me see. What is that? Chat, viewing options, some messages. Okay, I don't want to do that. All right, that's cool. No worries. Come back again. It's just old red. I'll be right back. No one's there anyway, so let's just hang this baby right here. I'll be right back. We have 0 watchers. Dang. I'm not as popular as I used to be. Or everyone's asleep. Or everybody's prepping. Or everybody is, I don't know, working. That's a concept, huh? Working. Who likes to do that? Well, some people got to go to work. Some people got to go to work, right? And that sucks. We got one person watching, man. Awesome. Get a 5x5 if you would do so kindly. Appreciate it. Appreciate the cup of coffee. I remember channels everybody used to do that. Though. Thanks for the cup of coffee. Or they would be like, yeah, if you want to donate and buy me a cup of coffee. So, man, YouTube has changed so much, hasn't it? I mean, it's changed so much that it's just not the same. Not the same at all. All right, I got 1 like. Awesome. 1 viewer, 1 like. Awesome. I'm about to log into my laptop and make sure I keep up with anyone saying any chats. Because I don't see anything yet. Yeah. Let me scroll up on the screen here. No, nothing. No 5x5, no hello. Man, if you want to just say hi, that'd be cool. Give me a 5x5. Make sure my mic is working. Mic is working. Mic check. All right, there we go. Sup, Red? Stopping by to give you a like. Going to the car show. Awesome. Okay, well, cool, man. I hope you have fun at the car show. You got to get out and enjoy it. Yeah, go out and see the cars and just live a little, man. I think we forget to do that, you know, with all the stuff going on in the world. It's like nothing will change. Whatever you got going on around here, your neighborhood, nothing will change that, right? Peace and chicken grease. All right, brother. Peace, man. I'm going to keep talking as though you're still there. But nothing will change the world, right? Locally. So get out and enjoy yourself. Dude, live a little because none of us are promised tomorrow, right? So I appreciate you stopping by, giving me a like, and saying hello. Last night I went to the pumpkin patch with my grandkids, and man, there was so much dust there. It was just all over the place, just dust, and then the smoke. You know, the smoke that they do is, yeah, it was too much. It was a bit much, I'll say that. So let's see what's on these things here. Yeah, let me see what this person put up. Come on. Oh. Anyway, yeah, other than that, 1 like and 0 watchers. Awesome. Yeah, has YouTube died, guys? Has YouTube saved up and ordered by myself some really nice clippers and trimmers for work? Order them. And find hair all over them. Wow. One of my friends said that he saved some money up to buy some really, really nice clippers and trimmers for work and ordered them yesterday. They showed up this morning. I opened them up to find hair all over them. Gross. Gross. They will definitely be returned, but really. And let's see. Let me mute that. Let me mute this and mute that. Let me go to my channel so I can see any lives. Red October is live. And yeah, Grant is the only one that wrote something, so cool. You know what, I'm gonna try something on my laptop here. Let me try these little flying. Oh no, it won't work. Let me see. Nope. Okay, there we go. I'm trying these hearts. So on the laptop, I can hit this little, under comments, I can hit these little this little drop down menu that will pull up heart, happy face, celebration, surprise, and 100. But I don't see it on the screen. It's kind of odd. And then I got another person who just jumped in. You know, um, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I just liked my own video. Haha. Anyway, I got 2 people watching. Hello to you, top of the morning. Thought I'd check in. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute. I've been, for those watching, now it's down to 1. People know that I've been retired. Was retired for like a year. Let me make sure I say that correctly. Retired for a year, and didn't do nothing, man. Just chilled, relaxed, threw knives, just enjoyed my peace, right? Enjoyed the peace. And then coming up on a year for Labor Day, I would tell my wife, I was like, I'm getting bored. I either need a dog, a puppy, or I need to go find a part-time job. So she wasn't too big on the dog, so I was like, all right, well, let me go get a part-time job somewhere. So part-time, almost full-time job, to be honest with you. So yeah, I like it when I see one person on there, but like no comment, man. Like, don't be afraid. Just say hello. I'm not gonna bite you. Been around here since 2013. I'm a pro. Do not fear me. You meet a lot of people on YouTube. It's funny. Yeah, I mean, you definitely meet a lot of people on this platform, and people that come and go. Now I got 2 people watching. I have to do this because my cap is blue, and it's a good backdrop for the little icon for the person and the likes. So it's like, okay, I got 2 people, 2 likes. One of them is my own like. Yeah, I thought I'd just check in. About almost going on a month. Yeah, I caught, no, not, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks or so. Yeah, I caught the common cold, man. I got all this mucus and crap in your throat and nose just because the weather changes here, and for us Texans, it just stays hot. We're starting to now feel the cool weather a little bit, and we go from like 80 something to like 100 plus and back down, and there's such a big jump that your body to adjust to that is something else, right? It's like, it's crazy. So as I was saying earlier, went to pumpkin patch last night with grandkids, and that was fun. A lot of dust all over the place, which doesn't help, and then you got all that fog smoke that they create, and then that stuff is, I told my wife, I feel like I'm vaping with all that stuff in the air. So I'm like, it's not good. So now I feel this clogged drainage again in my nasal and in my throat. So I'm like, oh, whatever. Other than that, let's see, just working, just trying to stay humble. And I'm sure as my brain starts going, I'll start thinking about some other stuff to talk about. But I'm kind of waiting for chats to start and people to jump in. But yeah, it's just thinking about life and the craziness in the world and the politics and the whole campaign stuff. It's a mess, man. It really is. It's a mess, and it's like, I don't know. It saddens me that this country is so divided in the way we are, right? And it's like, what happened to us as a country? What happened to us? What happened to us? It's like, we're just a mess, man. We're a freaking mess. And I don't know. I don't know if we can ever go back. And then the thing is, my thing that I want to say is just to the two people watching, I want to say that if you can visualize a map, a battlefield, a map of some sort, or just the world, and you take this circle, this big, huge circle on a map, right? And it's filled with dots, with people that have been in this country for the last, you know, 60, 80 years. Let's just use that gap, right? If you've been alive in the last 50 to 70 years, let's say that, use that gap there. 50 to 70 years. What's up, yard dog? What up, man? I'm just talking here. It's been a while since I've done a live, and I've been working, and I thought let me jump on this morning, get up. I get up every morning, like early in the morning. I see the sunrise every day, so it's not about getting up for that. It's just I slept in late, and late's gonna be like 7:30, 8, 8:30. That's late. I get up at 4:30 every day, Monday through Friday, and so I get to see the sun, right? But just to sit out back like I used to, drink coffee and just relax, and got the fan blowing and the TV news and drinking my coffee. That's relaxing to me. It really is. Let me move this fan here because I feel like it's just blowing. It's just causing more. I'll be right back. Hold on. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Went ahead and turn the fan off. All right. I feel like the world has changed so much. Like I said, going back to the analogy that I was saying, it you got this group of people in this range of the last 50 to 70 years old. Because let's be honest, people are getting older. I'm getting older. People are fading out in this lifetime. We'll say that, right? We don't want to say certain words because then you get canceled, right? But if you've been in that circle for the last 50, 70 years, you have seen what this country used to be, right? You have seen what this country used to be, right? And I should probably bump that up, probably more to like 40 to 70, right? If you're the age 40 years old and 70 ish, you've seen what the world used to look like. Everybody else under 40, they're growing into a world that they're that the powers be, or the people in charge, or the system, the school system, or you know in this day and age, there's so many groups of people. There are ABCs, he, she, them, all kind of groups out there, and whatever group you're part, to each their own, right? I don't personally care, right? Just like most people, I don't like when people push that on other people. But whatever group you're part of, I don't care, right? Peace to all, right? Peace, love, and happiness, right? Do you, right? I may not go to certain shows of that caliber, but I'm not going to be out front protesting either, if that makes sense. So, but you have that generation, that 40-year-old to 70, that remembers a time that of the way the world used to be and how things used to operate. That now it's starting to be unrecognizable, and it's like, what is happening to this country? What is happening to this world that we can't communicate with each other, right? That we can't, laugh about something and somebody not get offended, right? And there's certain things, obviously, that you just don't say, that may have been funny back then, or may have just been offensive always. We just tolerate it. But you have that group of people like myself in that range there, that 40 to 70, that's like, this is not the world that I grew up. This is not the America I grew up in. And then you have the younger generation that they don't know any better. Think about this. Think about if the power goes out today, the internet goes out today, that range of people in their 40 to 70 year olds, I mean, after 70, let's be honest, and I know someone's going to be out there like, well, I'm 75, I'm still kicking. Great. Great for you. You are, yeah, there's so much stuff that I used to say when I was younger that if you say it now, people would lose their, yeah, they'd lose their shit, man. But that group of people that used to think a certain way or live a certain way, you can't even live that way no more, right? And we never meant anything. Yeah, we never, there was, and I'm gonna jump all over the place, Yard Dog. It's just me and you, so even more personal conversation. A while back, and I think I've said this before on TikTok, there was a whole thing with the whole youth, right? The young generation. I don't know, the 20-year-olds. I'm assuming in that range, that 20-year-old range, where doing this was offensive to them. This means this, and I'm like, and so you had a lot of Gen X come on there, and they're like, no, no, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean. The Fonz used to go like this, like, hey, that means we're good, you're good, everything is okay. But for some reason, this means this, and I'm like, how do you take this and turn it into this? Like, I don't understand that. Like, where did you get that concept that meant that? You know? And it's just it blows my mind the way the youth think today, right? And I'm sure at some point when my grandfather was seeing me as a young whippersnapper growing up, he's just shaking his head. But it was it was never that much of a change. And I said this before too. During my grandfather's lifetime, during my grandfather's lifetime, he saw change, right? He was born 1930. He died almost going on 3 years ago next month. But he saw a slow progression, a slow change. Like things were changing in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. You know, your 30s and 40s, Great Depression, poverty, people were really struggling trying to make it, right? And then your 50s and 60s were your rock and roll years, right? Your 70s were your discos. Youth today don't even know that. I mean, it's like 80s was your heavy metal, hard rock, long hair, your break dancing, the 90s was your pop. And it's like you got to see that slow. Now things are just like go, 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 go. I mean, technology is changing. Every year there's a new iPhone. Every year, every couple of months there's software updates. Like, geez, man, can we slow down? But so does the world change. So does criminals, and you have to keep up with that, right? Holy crap! I never knew that. What's that? Oh, about the whole thumbs up and all that. Yeah. Make a T-shirt that says this. They're changing a lot more than just. Yeah, and it's the thing. It's a sad part because they'll never experience life the way we did, Yard Dog. They'll never, and we got two people watching, so great. All right. They'll never experience the way we grew up, and I know a lot of them. You see them now, and they're not always happy. They're so overwhelmed with just technology. They're overwhelmed with all the exposure out there, the pressure of being cool, being an influencer, making sure you're the latest trend. And I'm going to get to the whole prepping thing here in a little bit about the youth, but just they're so and I think that they forget. They're either they forget or they're not conscious enough to say, let me just be a kid, man. Let me just grow up. Let me go out and make effort to like find friends and meet people, right? And nowadays it's like there's no effort, right? It's like, let me get on social media and see if I can meet some new people. And it's like, that's not really connecting, man. That's not, Like, what are you doing? You know, it's sad to me to see people in that aspect where they're just like, I don't know. I can't even describe it anymore, but just that whole thing. And then, like, I did a video a couple days ago about the whole, like, prepping for, like, an event. Like, don't go crazy, but just go get a little extra from the store, right? And the thing is, you reference news stories, you reference other people channels, people reporting, like everyday Joe, me and you, we're going to Costco, Sam's, local store, and we're saying, look at the shelves, right? And they're like, huh? Zombie? Like, and I'm like, wake up, like, and then you tell them, you warn them, like, hey, just FYI, I've heard some things coming. And people always, the people that are like, I don't understand why everyone's going crazy on toilet paper. And put that aside. If I were to tell you, hey, despite this crazy concept, despite this crazy logic out there, that there's going to be shortage on paper towels and toilet paper, and you might want to get a little extra water, right? Maybe pick up just a couple extra little groceries. Maybe you buy weekly or every 2 weeks. Maybe go ahead and buy an extra week. Don't go crazy. And they don't get that concept. And they're the same people that will complain when it's like, I didn't know this was happening. I've had people comment on other platforms like, what is going on? I never heard of this. And I'm like, do you watch the news? Like, do, do, do you turn the TV on? Like, I don't understand. Like, wake up. Like, I don't understand that. And like, even, you know, even one or two of my kids too, they're like, oh, I didn't hear about that. And I'm like, well, do you not watch? And they're like, no, I watch entertainment stuff only. And I'm like, you don't have to watch the news all day. Just turn it on. It comes on throughout the day. Morning, noon, evening news, midnight news. Just turn it on at some point. At some point, just turn it on. All this older generation is retiring from everything. The new generation has never been around guns, never used the hand tools, never been around orphans, and say a big generation. Yeah. Yep, you're Doug. I mean, they have no concept of what work is. They have no concept of like a power tool because there's no need for them to use that, right? Everything is automated. Think about this. A while back, I don't know how long you've known me here on this. I used to do porch swings, patio swings. In fact, the last one I did, I have it hanging over there. I tried saying, oh no, I got you, man. I used to do that, right? I used to do some other little wood cutouts by hand. Now, everything is like machine operated for wood, for metals, the CNC machines to perfection, right? And mass production of cutouts and metal or wood. Even knives, you can just get a certain type of metal if you get the big machines, the water jet machines, and you can have it cut out and then you grind it and sharpen and all that. Hardened steel, I don't do that, but you can do that, right? Nothing is crafted anymore. And when you do find someone that does crafted work, nobody wants to pay. Nobody can appreciate the actual work and saying, this is a unique knife. I will never make one exactly to the specs just like this. I'll make one close to it. I'll make one damn near close to it. But I always tell people that I'll never build this porch swing again, this patio. Every one that I build is just different. And I would just build them randomly and they would sell like, I'd say like hotcakes, but every once in a while I'd have a slow period and then they would just like boom, boom, gone, all of them. I tell people how to hang them up, what rope they can use, chain, whatever. I'd put hooks in them, or I'd have drill holes in them where people can loop the rope through them and tie knots to them. The one I have there has that. But I tell people this: if you want cookie cutter, go to Walmart, go to Target, go to all the big box stores. That's cookie cutter. If you want custom, it's gonna be unique. You're not gonna find this in the stores. And yeah, sure, you're gonna probably pay a little bit more than what you want, but I'm building it out of love, compassion, with my brain. It's unique, and people don't appreciate that. That's the world we live in. Is like they don't appreciate stuff like that. I seen a brick and mortar robot the other day. It's insane. Exactly. I mean, it's cool on one level, right, Yard Dog? It's cool on one level that there's kiosks out there like that, right? I went to Walmart yesterday to return something, and the key fobs and the newer vehicles, they have a key fob that will make those now. Before you had to go to the dealership, you couldn't do those. You could go to Home Depot, Lowe's. There's a guy there that he does the little key thing and finds and tunes it. Right now, you have machines that were doing that for like just simple keys. Now they have a key fob machine for the newer cars. That's where we're at, right? Everything's automated. The whole dock worker thing. I'll tell you now. I have a friend here who posted a video. I won't say his name, but he posted his video, and it shows automated like in another country on the dock workers and stuff that unload. That's where we're headed. These guys that got a deal until January, all that does is buy the government and everybody else, corporations time. They're already thinking, those guys, people in power, corporations, government officials, they're already thinking about, let's go ahead and push this automated thing, and we're going to get robots to start unloading this stuff, and we're going to have minimal humans doing the stuff that the robots, they're not equipped to think outside the box yet. And that's coming. And then all those dock workers that went on strike that are wanting, I don't know, $70, $90 an hour, whatever, right? And I'm not saying they're not entitled to that. I'm not saying that at all. I don't work in that field, so I'm not going to speak on what they should or should not get paid. I get it. Everybody wants to get compensated for their time. And of course, in today's society, everything's expensive. But that is where we're heading to. We're heading to automation where robots are going to replace them. Which leads me to the future, and that is where is where is human's place? Where is mankind's place in the world as we progress into technology? Where? Right? Where are we headed to? I mean, pretty soon you're going to have robots as a husband and wife. Like if you're that dude or chick that can't find someone because you're not that great looking, you can probably go ahead and order you a robot bride who's going to serve all your needs, right? Homemaking, cooking, cleaning, the other extra activities that we all, want compassion and love from other human beings that we can't get. That robot's going to satisfy all that, right? That's where we're going to head it to, and robots are going to be caretakers. They're going to do all the things that humans are getting away from doing because nobody wants to do those jobs, right? Nobody wants to do the manual labor. Nobody wants to be a caretaker. Nobody wants to do like the hard work anymore, which leaves the question, then what is the use of a lot of us, right? A lot of human beings. I'm gonna jump around all over the place, Yard Dog, since it's just again me and you. I'm gonna bring up another thing. I was thinking just yesterday about the zombie apocalypse that took place back in 2020, right? That we thought was gonna like wipe out half the planet, and I just thought to myself, man, the numbers that they reported of people moving on, right, from this earth. I always thought of that concept as Thanos, right? The Thanos effect, where like half the population of the world like was wiped out, which left room for the rest of the population to flourish, to have more land, more things to grab, more opportunities, more like, oh, now half the planet's gone, so now we got like all this room and land we can buy, all these jobs that are going to be vacant. they either fidgeted with the numbers, and I'll read your message here in a second. They either fidgeted with the numbers, right, or it didn't really make a dent in our world as much as we thought. And not that I'm saying we wish that on anybody, but that is the thing, is like, how much of an impact does that even make? Let me see what you said. Yes, if you don't know how to work. Yeah, I mean, think about that. Like, the machines are creating everything that we need. I mean, they're doing all the cutouts. They're doing all the precise. I mean, human error is zero to nothing with the machines now. Like, you don't have to worry about them calling in, running late, having to leave work early, having to provide health benefits, right? Having to provide retirement. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And if people can't realize that now, where's their place going to be? A while back, I saw on TikTok, there was a lot of people complaining about, man, where's all these jobs that they're posting? Now I got 3 people watching. Hey. Anyway, back on TikTok, I saw a lot of people were complaining. They were like, I have this degree and that degree, and I'm used to making, 23, $25 an hour, or $27, and now I can't even get a job, and all these job postings are out there. What is going on? No one's calling me back. It comes to light that a lot of employers were just posting jobs because it for their business, for their stockholders, it looks good when they're like, hey, we're doing so great, we have all these openings. And they were just posting open, and people actually came forward saying, look, my job for the company was just to post positions and interview people, but our job was never to really hire anyone. And they're like, I'm just coming out and let y'all know that. And I'm just like, look at this shit. Like, look at this shit. I mean, what is happening in the world, right? Of course, I'm not going to make any big changes. I'm not going to save the world. I mean, at this point, it is what it is, and I'm on the back end. I've already retired. I'm getting my pension. I'm working a part-time to slash full-time job that I'm probably going to do for up until probably next summer. Then my wife retires, and then we'll see about doing some traveling or doing some projects around the house, and then trying to figure out where we want to, if we want to stay here or we want to sell and find a nice little house and a yard out in the suburbs away from where we're even at. This place's even area has grown so much. It's like we've been here for we've been here for 20 years, and it's like we've seen some shit now. Still a great place, don't get me wrong. I'll be right back. I gotta drain the stuff here. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Leave a comment or two. I'll read them when I get back. All right, I'm back. Such a tight squeeze right here. Yeah, I've seen that also. Let's see. Yes, if you don't know, yeah, I'm back. So you just have to live your life, and realize that this next generation has already taken over, and there's not much more you can do. You can still make impacts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go out there and vote. I'm not saying don't go out there and try. I'm not saying don't do your best to still be a decent, great human being. I'm not saying that. I'm saying still live your life and do all those things. The world is going to be the way the world's going to be. There's nothing that I'm going to do here today on YouTube that's going to change the world. I get that. And once you accept that, I think you can live your life to the fullest, you know? Yeah, I've been a mill worker my whole life, working life until I got into what I'm doing now, working on tractor trailers. Gonna try and hang out job. I'm the only employee. Oh wow, that's great. Hey, Cajun. Morning, amigo. What's going on? Top of the morning to you. JH556. I've been on here for a while, 40 minutes. You know, of course, it always takes about 15 minutes or so before anyone jumps on. So, been just jumping around, talking about life. Let me just recap real quick here, Yard Dog, for the other two people. It's been a while since I've, been able to have time because I'm working part-time slash full-time. Here's Clanking Times, this right here. And I've just been busy, and I really haven't had a chance to make. Just getting ready to head to Costco and spend a fortune. LOL. Oh man, if you can, I don't know if you do videos or not, but next time, or on this video later on, come back to it and comment how it looked. Yeah, I got a YouTube friend here, Joe Primo in California, and he was saying that it's showing up there too, like the shells. So I'm good on toilet paper and paper towels. I mean, I got water, which we always get every month. I got a little extra, but all the other stuff is like, I just play along as we go along through this whole SHGF or whatever event. I buy as accordingly now. I don't go and like, oh, I'm buying it. I've been down that rabbit hole a couple of times where I bought a lot of stuff and then a lot of stuff I had to just throw away because it's like, man, it's already expired. Didn't even keep up with it. Oh, okay, let me go check it out. Yesterday at grocery store, $100. Whoa, are you serious? Let me go to your channel here real quick. Let's see. You said you post in your community. Am I sub to you? Let me subscribe to you. I'll subscribe. I just subscribed to you, Cajun. I said Cajun, but it's Canadian something. Sorry if I'm butchering it up. I apologize. Pick is there also. Okay, let me see. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at, yes. So I see the turkey leg was $100, 132 cents. And this is for I'm going to zoom in here. Let's see. Oh, wow. Package on before. $100.32. Farm Boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me see what other video. I'll come back to the chat here in just a second. Let me see what other. I know I see you with a guitar, so I assume that's what you do a lot. Standing beside. Okay, so your cruise ship, singing. Yeah, I sub to you, so I'll go back and have to check out some of your music singing videos there. So that's cool. I see a barbecue pit there. Go check them out, man. All right, let's see. Let me go back up to my live chat. I posted, okay, yesterday at grocery store. Yes, pick is there. A couple of downs. Oh yeah, they are doing the stupid toilet paper. Yeah, JH, of course, I'm sure you saw my follow-up video. And the thing is, it's like, don't go crazy, right? And, not everybody's going to get a slice of the pie, right? But when people warn you and they say, hey, JH, I'm hearing chitter chatter down the pipeline. This is coming. The news reports, hey, XYZ's starting to be noticed. You have friends that say, hey, just a reminder, you might want to pick up a little extra supplies. Don't go crazy, right? This guy said that, right? It's okay, don't go crazy. Just go buy whatever you buy just a little extra, right? Get it now before it gets crazy. And then you have people that are like, something going on? I didn't know. Or they're like, they don't watch the news. They don't take advice, listen to friends. And then the same people, I kid you not, the same people are like, oh my God, there's no milk, there's no. And I'm just like, how many people warned you of that? Like how many, like there's no excuses at this point. And yes, I think it, again, I think it's crazy. I think the toilet paper thing is crazy, right? Because then people say, what's manufactured here in the U.S.? I think the point is that you have it. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And people don't get that concept. People don't get that concept and think and say, I might just want to get a little extra because Joe Blow told me. Red October said, hey, you might want to just get just a little extra. Just grab an extra roll. Nothing wrong. Even if you want to buy the single rolls, like I'm just going to buy 2 or 3, 4 little single rolls, keep them, whatever. Just buy something. Da, 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 da. Canadian. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it up. I'll get it, I'm sure. Canadian. In fact, on your next video, if you'll just introduce, hey, my channel name is whatever, and I hear it, I got you. So, Canadian. I think that's all right. Bye. Bye what? Are you leaving JH? Yep, that's nuts. I play for fun. It's all good. I've been sub for you. Okay, great. Thanks for being a sub, man. I try to do random videos. I've been here since 2013. I did, like most people, I had to create accounts in order to comment and get engaged with the community. Really started into the prepping community, got into the 2A community. Those have both faded out. I throw knives. I do random like food for thought videos. I do lives, different things. I post a lot of like if I go traveling somewhere, do fun videos. So I'm trying to do things all over the place just to like not be I'm only do this. There's a lot of people that do that. And they said, hey, you should do that and just harness on that one thing. You're good. Like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna do everything. No, I'm tired meant by LOL. Ignore me. Oh, okay. Yep. And JH, I think I've been working part-time / full-time, so that's my goal is to do it just for this year. I'm saving the money to pay for a trip for me and my wife to go to Arizona next year and go see the Grand Canyon, and I'd like to go see Tombstone, the actual town Tombstone, because I love Western cowboys. And then we're gonna go see Horseshoe Bay, and there's another one, Cantaloupe or Antelope something. It's a native like rock wall. Only you can only get tours through the native or indigenous community or whatever. So my wife really wants to go see that. So yeah, and I'm just trying to like have conversation. Again, I'm not going to change the world, but for anyone that's of my mindset, you just have to do your best to be the best human being you can. Teach your kids right. Tell them you love them, because you're going to leave this earth one day, right? And as you get older, you definitely. I've heard Keanu Reeves say this. As you get older, you start thinking about RIP. You start thinking about death a lot more, as a reminder to appreciate the present, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that you're more aware that your time is becoming limited, so you have to value that time and say, I don't have time to argue with people. I don't have time to waste it on nonsense. I don't have time to like spend my energy, time, money, energy on someone or something that doesn't matter and add value to my life. Like I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to do the things I want to do. I'm trying to like embrace this life because I know I'm not going to be here for it. Yes, I do think about that. Yeah, and not in the way like, oh, like every day no, it's not. It's so that I can say, man, today's a beautiful day. Like I have this backyard, I have my plants growing, I'm blessed. I've got to throw knives for like the last going on 5 years. I've improved. I'm retired I retired right before I turned 49, so I was 48, and then like 2 months later I turned 49. I'm about to be 50 next month at the end of the month. So it's like, I'm blessed, right? I can say I've actually enjoyed, if for some reason, you know, next week, next month, end of the year, was, hey, July's coming to an end. At least I got to experience retirement. At least I got to say, hey, I worked my whole life. My kids are growing up. They're graduated. I have grandkids. I still want to live a long time. Don't get me wrong, but I've done these things at my age that I can say I lived my life. Like we're almost done paying our house off. Kids are growing up, grandkids. I'm retired. My wife's going to retire. We've been doing some traveling here and there. Do I have everything I want? No. But I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. There's a bird right there. He just decided to flew right there, land on top of the, yeah, and he flew away. Let's see. Uh, yeah, I recently ended up in the ER with low BP. Come to find out, I had a heart attack within the last. Oh my goodness, JH. That's that's what they said. No idea. Oops. Makes you think. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, your body changes, right? And so like even I can feel when I get worked up, and I'm like, man, I need to calm down. Like I'm not trying to have no high blood pressure. I'm not trying to stress over that. Doesn't mean I don't worry and I get worked. I do, but I'm definitely I have a different outlook on life now that I'm going into a year. Well, I've already hit the year of retirement. Like I just look at life differently. Like, and a lot of people will hear me talk. They're like, "You sound like an old man. You sound like an old man." And I'm like, I've been around old people my whole life. My grandparents raised me. So their way of talking and thinking just transitioned over to this brain of mine. And that's not a bad thing. That seems to be a scary time in life. Oh yeah, the thing is like, okay, so at one point in my career, over my 31 years working, I actually worked for an entity, if you want to call it an agency, that dealt with retirees, retirement. So I kind of got a look into that world. I got a I got an insight in that world. And two things people always said. Number one is like I was bored, so I want to come back to work, right? And you have to have purpose when you get up. For me, that first year of retirement was just like do nothing. I don't care. I don't care if I just come outside and just drink coffee. I just want to enjoy peace. I want to reset my brain. I want to think about my life in a good way and reflect on it. I want peace. I don't want to have to worry about reports, the pressure of job, the traffic, getting to like it was just nice. Like that was my goal. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna get bored. You're gonna." Okay, well, let me get to that point. Let me get bored. And I think for me, it was like I have to. I'm gonna stay busy. So it was running errands, paying bills, buying groceries, coming outside for a little bit, doing some yard work. I don't do wood projects anymore. Throwing knives, right? Doing some roping. I picked that up too recently in the last year or so. I've been having fun with that. Did I do that video recently? Let me see. I need to post that one. I think I might have done it. Let me see. There was a short video I did recently. I need to upload that one. Let me see. Let me go to my channel real quick. Oh, I did not do it. Yeah, that's my Halloween roping video. I'll do that one next once I go off the live. So look out for that one. I do the little roping videos. It's pretty fun. But, I knew that I was going to get to that one. I'm trying to answer your question, JH. Oh, no, Yard Dog. I'm sorry. Yeah, I stress and worry a lot, especially these days. I did it to myself. And that's the thing, JH. That is the thing that I see. I'm very observant. Like, when I see some shit fall, like, note to self, don't do that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Note to self, don't do it. And people, when I tell people that or they see me that way, they think I'm being judgmental, and I'm not. I'm not. I'm just taking note of your fuck up or whatever it is. And again, it's not me being better. It's just me being observant and saying, don't do that. I'm glad I went left and not right. I'm glad I did this and not that, or like shit, I'm glad I didn't have a bunch of baby mamas. I only had one. I'm glad whatever the case may be. It's me gauging my life. Hey, Yankee Yordle, I didn't forget about you. It's me gauging my life to say I'm on the right track or I need to get on the right track. I'm on the wrong track. I need to get on the right track. Or I'm here and I see others here. I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I made some right decisions. And I have family and friends like that. I'm just like, they're my age or around my age, older or younger. And I look at them, I'm like, man, they have no retirement. They're struggling. Um, um, they're still working. And I'm like, I'm not going to be, and again, no offense to anyone that's older than me, but I'm like, I'm not going to be that 55, 60, 65-year-old working at Subway's making sandwiches. Like that, if I do that, it's because, man, I want to be here. Like, I love making sandwiches. Like, I don't want to be that individual that finds himself like, hey, man, I lived my life, rock and roll, partied, slept around, didn't plan for my future, had a good time. I can still do a lot of those things. Well, except for the sleeping around. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things I can still do and still plan for my retirement and not find myself like, damn, I'm that freaking 50 up, 55-year old, 60, 65. I'm still having to work. I know a lot of people like that. And again, I'm not shitting on them. If that's the life they wanted, great. Maybe they wanted that life. Maybe they wanted to party and rock and roll and do drugs and sleep around and not give a care. And now they're paying the price for that life. Whether it's a good price to pay or a bad price, again, I'm not. And I see that, and I try to tell my kids that, and I try to warn people. And anyone that's already there, I'm not going to lecture them. I mean, I don't think that that's something you should do to say, hey, should have did what I did. No, I mean, they made their bed, they're sleeping in it. They know where they're at, right? But for me to gauge that and say, I'm on the right track. Like, I did exactly the plan that I said. Yes, I didn't want to stay on the right track. Yes, I wanted to have fun. Yes, I wanted to slack off. Man, I didn't want to work at some point, but it has paid off. And the proof is in the pudding right here that being on that track, I did the right things. Let me catch up on some of the chat here. So, let's see. So, JH, yes, back to your thing. When I see that, what you said, and bless your heart. Now you can learn from that, right? And say, you know what? I can't stress over that, honey, babe. I can't do that. Now you know not to put yourself in that situation where you're just like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. So don't. Please take care of yourself. And so now that I'm thinking, you know what? I tell my girls, don't do it. Don't stress. You don't want high blood pressure. I don't have it yet, and I want to keep it that way for as long as possible. That's not to say I won't get it down the line as you get older, but I want to do my best to like, man, don't worry about it, man. Like, I don't have any control over that, you know. And I used to try to save the world, save the planet, save other people, but there's a lot of people that don't want saving. They want you to fix their problems, but they don't want you to change. They don't want you to come and try to save their life to the point where they have to change and live like you. Like, I don't want to live like you, Red. That's boring. I want to keep living the way I do. And when I mess up, I want people to help me out and hand stuff and like help me fix this problem that I got myself into so I can get right back out there and have fun again. And I see that a lot, right? Yankee watch the Hey Red, Papa Shoot. Oh damn, bro. Hey brother, I missed a lot. Good morning. No man, you can recap, come back, join in. I'm just kind of all over the place. Let's see, Patriot Warsaw. What's going on? You reap what you sow. Yeah, exactly. And when you tell people that, Patriot. Good morning, by the way. Everyone that's jumped in. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I've been here 60 minutes. It took about 15 minutes before anyone jumped in. So I appreciate you all. I know. Everyone's a late boomer. It's all right. But I try to, for people watching now, you know that I haven't done any lives in a while. I've been working. I've been busy, right? I thought, let me get up. I see the sunrise every day because I get up at 4:30, but I don't get to just sit and enjoy it, right? And not that my job is hard or stressful. It really is easy peasy, lemon squeezy, easy money, man. But I also work with people, and it's a humbling experience. I'll talk about it maybe when the time comes and I'll leave and I can say, hey, I was doing X, Y, Z. Maybe not for the company itself, but I'll talk about it a little bit more later down the line. So let's see, making do all about all. Let's see, things have even changed and shifted. Yeah, like for one unions, I refuse to work for something that demands union dues. Say that's yeah, a long time ago, I was part of a union when I worked at a grocery store as a kid, and I don't know how much was it, like 86 cents, a dollar or so. And it's like, yeah, if we ever, you're part of the union. And I was like, I don't know what this. I was just a kid, like a teenager. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. It's like, yeah, they protect your rights if there's ever an issue, but it's also a form of mafia. I think it's a way to come up with like, we're the boss people. If these people, these employers mess with you, you're paying your union dues. We'll come straighten them out for you. So I'm looking over here because this is where my body, this is the frame of my me, but the camera's over here. Woke up again this morning. Everything else is, yeah, exactly. You woke up, you're blessed. I'm alive, I'm breathing. Is the world perfect? No. I'm blessed, man. Today's a brand new day. I could make it what I will. I have plans later on today. I'll talk about that in the next video. I never like to talk about it beforehand. But yeah, I got something to do later. I'm just gonna chill today. I have no plans to do it. Today's my rest day, and but going back to the whole learning from other people, and it's never too late to learn. It may be too late to get in the game and say, well, shit, I can't fix the last 20 years, so I am where I am. Maybe I should have stopped drinking and smoking 20 years ago. Maybe I should have, put away, but it is what it is at this point. So now we just have to deal with everything. And that's me too. Don't think I'm perfect. I'm not. There's things that I wish I would have changed, like eating and, doing more exercise and being healthier. I'm doing it now. I mean, I've lost quite a bit. I'm down to like 191. It may not look like it because I got a big head, but I've gone down, man. I've gone down. I went from wearing, back in the day, I used to wear like 36 to 38, fluctuate a lot. And then slowly I've gone down. I'm down to like, depending on the jeans and if they stretch a little bit, I'm down to 32, 33 waist. So I went from like 216 to 218. Well, one time it was like 216 to 220. I'm down to like 191 now. So I feel lighter, I feel great. I do my light cardio. I do my light push-ups. I do my free weights. We go walking. We eat differently. We eat healthier. I stay away from a lot of red meats. I really don't eat any red meats unless it's hamburger meat, like taco meat, which is ground beef. Feels good to have coffee now. Oh yeah, definitely. Cheers. But am I perfect? No. Do I wish I had a six-pack? Yeah, sure. But from eating the way I did as a kid, Mexican food, I got this fat of gut that's never going to go away unless I have lipo, and I'm not about to do that. So, and then some culture bodies are just built differently. Like, for my white brothers and sisters out there, your bodies are just built differently, man. Y'all go out there and run and get six-pack like nothing. Hispanics and Mexicans and Latinos, the way we eat, our culture is, there's a lot of masa and grease down there in your stomach, and that shit stays there, so it ain't going nowhere. You can lose weight, don't get me wrong, but I think to have this little flap gut of belly that I have here, I'd have to have some lipo, and I'm not about to do that. Oh, tell me, go ahead, tell me, Patriot, what's going on? Thank you, watch, good to hear. Yeah. So, I'm just jumping around, checking in with people. I got 9 people watching, great, 10 people watching now. I've just been jumping around, talking about different topics, checking in with y'all because it's been a while. And I thought, let me do a video. I will say that I saw I saw Joe Primal's video, and then I saw Pop's video. He was doing the VR to that. VRs, man. Back in the day, we used to call them VRs were video responses, right, to another content creator. But I was looking at these two guys, and either one of you watch it now, please don't take offense to this. But you guys are looking older for sure, right? Does that mean that I don't look older? I'm not saying that. But yeah, I can definitely see, like, man, some of these YouTuber guys that I know. And don't get me wrong, Joe Primal, Pop's Quest, you guys have really like gone into the health fit thing. Look great for your age. I'm not taking anything away from that, but you can tell these guys are getting older. Am I getting older? Yes, I'm getting older. Getting a lot more grays here. Have no hair like I used to have, luxurious, voluptuous hair back in the day. No, I had a lot of hair back then. And then when I was a kid, of course. But I've seen a lot of actors. I saw Christine. Everybody remember that movie? It was that like that Chevy, that old 1950 something Chevy, I believe. Red car, Christine. That actor who played him, he came in another movie with where he went to college, and his dad was a comedian. Anyway, fast forward to now, dude. Over the years, like he had all this hair. He had like like a little hair this way, a little hair like me. I mean, I'm not afraid to say like it grows right here, and then of course I have it real here, and then it grows here. And but I just keep it short now because it's like I'm not gonna have strands of hair, long hair sticking out. Anyway, yeah, that dude's bald pretty much. I was like, damn. Blue's Clues, Steve, the guy that hosted Blue's Clues, the guy, he's bald too. I'm like, damn. But you know, does it makes me feel better knowing that a lot of people when they get older they lose their hair, right? Because it's not just me, right? But there's a lot of guys out there that are blessed, like Pop's Quest. Some of you guys out here that still have your hair. Like, fuck, man, like freaking lucky. It was funny for a lawsuit. Oh, okay, okay. You'll have to share it one day, or you can put it in the comments there and say what you want to say. I was thinking about Might As Well Be. Any you guys remember Might As Well Be? I texted it to you. Okay. Scroll up. Okay. Mexico yesterday tried to sue the American federal government, claiming that the civilian market is legally. Oh yeah. Have they not seen the movie Narcos? I mean, it's in Narcos on that Netflix TV show. I mean, you look at that and you're like, I mean, how do they get that information, right? But go look at Narcos, the series, and throughout the series, you will see Blackwater, Black Ops, covert operation related to the government that sell all these firearms. And you know, I'm not in that world. I know nothing, right? Just what I see on TV. But if that shit is true, yeah, that's exactly how that they get the firearms now. Yeah, it's just like you know they exist out there, right? You know that that world exists. I'm not part of that world, so I don't see it. I can't speak on it. But from what I see on TV and I hear from others, like, yeah, it's like that shit exists. Whether you close a blind eye or both eyes, it exists, you know. Same thing for like the Sicario. You know, the first one's better than the second one, but I still like watching them from time to time. But I think about that. I was like, man, that shit really goes on. Like, I'm sure it does, right? And it's just like one cartel kingpin to the next. Like once that one's taken out, another one, a snake, another head comes out. So it's like you're never gonna end that. As much as like, you know, back in my day, it was like good and evil, the sheriff and the bad guy, the Lone Ranger and the evil guys out there. And we're gonna stop crime. It's like you think about all the years growing up, and it's like this shit's been going on for years, man. And just be a new version of crime, new version of good guys and bad guys. And, you know, oh, I saw a video here. You're going to like this. I have to say this slow. Cole, on the War, the black guy that's real into 2A, he was doing a video on, he came across this lady on TikTok. And this has to do with the pew pew. There's a long line of people waiting to set up. Oh, Lord. Really, Yinko? Is that the... what was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah, TikTok. Cole on the War came across a TikTok video, and this lady was saying, I know how to stop the whole gun thing or whatever. Make every gun owner get insurance. You have to have car insurance. You have to have... And I thought that concept will not work. Number one, how many people drive around with no license and no car insurance? If you can't even get people off the road and mandate that if you are caught, your car gets repossessed. There are so many private sales. I'm going to lead, this is going to, not segue into, I always want to say segue into a story I'm going to tell you about the car. Remind me. How do you control that? If you can't even control people getting behind the wheel that for some reason will have 3, 4, 5, 6 DWIs and still drive. They'll still find a way to buy a car off the street, cash. They'll get a car, and at some point they can't afford car insurance because it's expensive. Still driving around, going to work. It's like, I gotta get to work. Take the bus, ride a bike, take Uber. None of those things are appealing to them. They're gonna find a way to do it, right? If you can't even get people to get car insurance to stay legit, how are you gonna get every gun owner out there, good or bad, to have insurance on that, right? It just makes it harder for the good people, right? How can you do that? How can you, that concept is stupid, right? And I'll say this, if you can figure a way to mandate every person who has a vehicle, they either get insurance or stop driving and turn their vehicle in, right? When you get to a point and you can figure that shit out, then let's have a discussion on how do we get every gun owner out there to have insurance. Whether I agree with it or not, my point is, if you can't get regular people to do that are trying to go to work, trying to make a living, even the bad people, if you can't get them to do that, how are you gonna make criminals who have guns get insurance? How? And the problem that I always see when I see videos where they're like, why do you need this gun? Why do you need that one? You're asking the wrong people that question. Go ask criminals that question and see the response you get. And they'll be like, well, I need it because I'm selling drugs, because I live a thug life, because somebody might come, another gang might come. Go get their response. And then you can compare that response from criminals and thugs to the people that are legit, that own guns, that are model citizens, and do it the right way. You're asking the wrong people that question, why you need guns. Once you get the responses from the criminal aspect of it, and you're like, damn, good guys need guns too. Yeah, exactly, mofo. Wake up. So I wanted to segue into that other car story. So the other day, as I say, my wife says, it wasn't the other day, it was last week. The other day, me and my wife went to a place to walk, I'll say that. Out of nowhere, this was at nighttime, out of nowhere, this car comes over from an adjoining parking lot business. I don't want to say what it is. Comes from that other parking lot, jumps the curve onto a field, hits 2 posts, you know, the wires that go between posts, hit one wire, knocked that post that was connected, went across, knocked another pole, another wire, went up a hill. The car was smoking, one light was out, driving real slow. I don't know, this guy had to be on drugs or something, incoherent. Drives to the middle of this grassy field where everybody's walking, stops, gets out, kind of staggers, keeps looking back. Car catches on fire. My wife's on the phone calling the fire department. That takes forever because they transfer her to this department, that department, back to this. And I'm like, Jesus. And I'm like, where's it at? I'm like, it's at this location. Turns out they don't catch the person, and it's dark, so nobody can identify what this guy looks like, or female. But I'm pretty sure it was a guy. I find out that they haven't arrested this guy, found him, and I was like, well, all they got to do is trace the license plate. Apparently, that vehicle has transferred owners a couple of times. I don't know if that's two, three, four times. That vehicle has transferred owners a couple of times, which means you can randomly go on the street here and see a for sale sign on the vehicle. Say, hey, I got cash. Give them cash. They give you the title. Now you have to go register that at your local DMV or county, however it works in your state. But if you don't do that, at some point between that first, second, third, fourth owner, that bolt, how are you going to trace that back except to the original owner, which was years and years ago? And they're like, shit, I sold that to Joe Blow like years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago. And then if they're lucky, they find that second buyer and they're like, oh, I sold it on the street. I don't know. Some guy offered me cash. I sold it. So going back to the concept of, if you can't get people to keep insurance who have vehicles, or if they don't, they have to sell it to a legit dealership or turn it into for cash, right? You buy guns for cash, sell cars for cash, right? If you can't even get people to do that, who own vehicles that do kill people, right? That can hurt structures and buildings and other things, right? Mostly that can kill other people. It's a weapon, right? It's a big vehicle. People die from it. You can't even get a handle on that. How are you going to get a handle on the gun stuff? Like how? Like how does that concept even make? And that has been an argument that people will use. Even Coleon the War has made that concept. Like if you ban a certain vehicle and says, you know what, all big SUVs, all V8 vehicles are dangerous. They go too fast, right? All motorcycles are dangerous. So because people do bad things with those vehicles, cause injury, do you just say, you know what, we're going to ban all motorcycles, we're going to ban all Jeeps because they flip over and people die? You penalize everybody. They're like, well, people use that to go to work. Yeah, people use cars to rob banks, to commit crimes, right? To run people over, to buy drugs, to transport people. I mean, there's a lot of things that those things you do. But do you ban them? No. And yet people still drive without insurance. Same concept with guns. Just because there's people that commit crime with those or kill people, there's people that use it for self-defense, for their job, security, cops, and so on. I mean, the list goes on. It's not rocket science. But to try to get to people that don't own guns, have never shot guns, have never been around that world, to get them to understand that concept, you look at them like, are you stupid or something or what? Like, but people don't know what they don't know, right? So it takes you and I to educate them. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, I'm going to throw it back to you guys watching. What do you want to talk about? You have any questions? I've been rambling here for a little bit. Probably need to give my voice a break. People don't know what country they're in. Exactly. Oh, get this. I'm Hispanic. I'm Latino. I'm born and raised in the state of Texas. I'm a proud Texan. Everybody knows that, right? My parents were born here. My grandparents were born here. Now, I'm sure down the line, 3, 4, 5, whatever, down the line, I'm sure there's some descendants of mine that are from Spain, from the southern border or something, right? But I'm as American as can get, just like that. Might not be the same color as a lot of people, but I'm an American, as you can tell. I'm sure all of y'all see this, people coming from other countries and driving down the road, and yeah, you guessed it, flying their flag, right? How about fly the Texas flag? How about fly your state flag? How about fly the American flag? And the one of the guys I work with, they're like, "Man, you see that? You see that? I don't understand that." And I'm like, "Man, you're preaching to the choir. People leave their country for a better life, right? I will never understand this concept. I sold some piece of shit car for 200. Still had the tags on it. The guy drove it for a bit and then abandoned it. A buyer later, some storage yard said I owed them. Ha ha! Right? You're like, you can keep that and scrap it. Yeah, I sold that car. You keep it. That's a funny story, Inky. Yeah, it's just like, and that's the thing is like, do people do the right thing when they get that item, that gun, that car? No, people don't, right? And until there's a law that says you can't do that, you're not breaking the law. Saying I sold that on the street, right? I sold that to a legitimate person. They showed me that they were an adult, you know. And the thing is, here's another thing. I don't know if many of you think about this. You don't have to have a driver's license to purchase a vehicle. Get that concept. How does that make any sense? You don't have to have a driver's license. Even if you have an expired license, you just have to have a form of ID and say, hey, I want to buy that car. I want to buy that truck for myself. If you go to a dealership, I'm buying it for my family member, my mom, my daughter, my wife. I'm going to buy that car. I'm sure there's some paperwork. They're like, hey, you have to have it insured before you leave through the dealership, whatever. But mom and pop shops out there, vehicles on the side of the road, you don't have to have a driver's license. Isn't that a wild concept? Yet, that is a deadly weapon. That is a deadly item, an object that people can do some damage to. So when people say, how can you go and buy in Texas, how can you go buy a firearm from person to person? Well, there's no law that says you can't. You just have to make sure, common sense is make sure that person is an adult. You can do a bill of sale, and there's questions on there that they have to answer saying, I'm not a criminal, I'm not currently being, prosecuted, or, I'm not an illegal, blah, 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 right? And you keep that document. And some people make copies of the photo ID, or they'll write their ID on there, and they'll keep it stored for whatever, X number of years or forever. But you can still purchase a firearm legally as long as you are selling it to another state resident. They show proof of ID that they're of age. You can't do background checks, right? Because we don't have access to that. And you can't go to a website like, I'm going to run your background check with the FBI. We don't have access to that. I think that there should be some type of system set up so that two individuals can say, look, let's sit down. You enter your information, I'll enter mine. Show me the report saying you're cleared. I'll show you mine. And just for extra security. That could be a money-making thing right there for the government. But you can still purchase a firearm that way, legally. And until the law said you can no longer sell in private sales to any other, you have to go through the FFL dealer. You have to go through some form of gun ownership or gun dealership, or even you have to go to the police station and do that. You're not breaking the law. So the concept of this whole car thing and the insurance and mandating, and same for there's a lot of complex there. So some people will say apples to oranges. Same concept to me. I mean, let's see. Difference is we have a yeah, and that's the thing is like going back to people that are here, right, from other countries. Like, I come here for better life, for freedom, to get away from tyranny, to get away from, drug trafficking and human trafficking, better economy, being able to have more rights. But I don't want to fly your flag. But I don't want to conform to be an American, to live the American life, right? I don't want to be Americanized, right? And no one's saying to abandon your culture. No one's saying abandon your culture, where you're from. But if you're here, Wouldn't you want to be proud to be an American, to become a U.S. citizen, to fly the flag? You know, you have vehicles that have their like Mexico flags, Ukraine flags, your Middle Eastern flags, and I'm like, how about you just stay over there and make that country great again, huh? How about just stay over there? Secret. Let's see. Bought my AR online and met at a gas station. Shot it out back with people saying, "Nice gun." Yeah, and it depends on the state that you live in that you can do that. I mean, I've met somebody at the gun range saying, "Hey, let me just test fire this." He stayed in the vehicle. I showed him my ID. I said, "Hey, I'm licensed to carry." Um, Shot it a couple times. It was raining as cats and dogs that day, but I paid to have to go to the gun range. Shot it, like, yeah, it works good. Gave him cash. You know, that was that. Watched the video yesterday. Some guy in New Jersey got mouthy on Facebook. Him and his son got red flagged. About 30 weapons. Neighbors shot. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, in this day and age, you have to really be careful. Like, look at what I got. Look how many I got. Cause, this is another reason I don't really post on other social media platforms that stuff, because people get the wrong idea, right? They're like, oh my God, he posted he was at the range, and it's like, Tennessee, no license to carry. We used to buy. Okay, yeah. So here in Texas, you don't need they don't require a license. We call it LTC, license to carry. You don't need that anymore. Now, obviously, if you're a criminal walking around, that's not going to end well for you, right? But you don't need a license to carry a firearm. You do need I think you do need a license to carry open, like open carry, but concealed carry in your vehicle, you don't need that anymore here in Texas. So, but then again, Tennessee and Texas are like those red states. Missouri, there's quite a few. I don't know if Arizona still is or not. I think New Mexico is blue state now, but I know they've been trying to change it, and I think one day they may change it. But by then, it's like I open carry on my leg, no license. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't bother me. And everyone's gonna have their concept like, oh, that dude thinks he's badass. He thinks he's tactical, or like I saw a guy at one of my local restaurants come in. He had a leg, right? And you don't really see that too much, or at least I haven't in my area. Um, but I was like, it doesn't bother me. Keep as long as you keep it in your holster and shit. But you know, you are responsible for that firearm. You're responsible for every bullet that comes out of it. So to each their own. Figure it out. You know, and like I said, it doesn't offend me, and I don't think most bad people are going to be walking around with open leg carry. Like most people that are legit are not going to do that. Most criminals are going to like keep it concealed. Um, those Glock switches are pretty interesting though to me. I think about those like, man, you want a fully automatic, man, like, which they're illegal, right? But they're that concept. Whoever how that even got into the flooded market, like in Chicago, that concept is just crazy to me. Like, wow. I guess if the shit hits the fan, I guess it won't matter, right? I guess it'd be cool. It'd be cool to have one of those, and just in case. 10-year felony for a possession of a full auto lock switch. Which, yeah, no thanks. You know. Now, in a zombie apocalypse, SHTF, world's gone to shit. There's no government police coming across one of those. That'd be cool, you know. But in this law-abiding citizen world that we live in, yeah, no thanks. Not for me. I ain't trying to go to jail. Read my big comments, read. Criminals most of the time get firearms through partner, their partners by them, stealing them or pass them on. Also, that. Yeah, and that's the thing, Patriot. Um, you know, think about this. I mean, if you sell a firearm the legitimate way, the legitimate way, and that person sells it, and that person sells it. At that point, how do the cops even trace it that far back? And again, until it is illegal to like process that, until it's against the law to say you can no longer do it, you're not breaking the law. You just, all you're doing is the as much right, you're doing as much as you can procedure wise to say like, I did a bill of sale, verify their age, he answered the questions. I don't have access to run background. Nobody does, right? No normal person. So I've done everything in my power to keep it out on the books as possible. Who they are really, what they do with it, that is on them, right? But if they come looking for me, I got my paperwork. This is the guy I sold it to. Here's his information. That's all you can do. How many times has that happened where the cops are like, this gun's been transferred 3, 4, 5, 7 times? There's no way to like figure out from the original owner who had it 10, 15, 20 years ago that has sold it, because it's going to be sold at some point. Either when you die, your spouse, your kids, they're not going to want it. They're going to be like, oh, I don't want this old shotgun or this pistol. So how do you keep up with that, right? People's answer is like, just ban all guns. I guess. I guess. So anyway, yeah. So let me go check in with one of my kiddos. I'll be right back. Okay, just checking in. Well, one of my kiddos is visiting us, so but yeah, I'm going on 92 minutes here. I can't believe that, guys. I don't know, maybe another 10 more minutes or so. Let me see what. And my computer's about to die. Let me plug this in here real quick. So, I guess any closing thoughts from anybody that's still watching? What do you got planned? Let's see. Okay, Red. Even if, let me see. Let me close this. Red. Even if a gun was used in a crime, say a Glock pistol, chances are that Glock's barrels was also swapped out by the person. That is true. That is so true. I mean, how do you trace those? Even though I think the Glock barrels even have serial numbers on them too, right? Because I have a 17 and a 19. I'm trying to think. Is it on the barrel on the side, when you take it out on that big bulky end? Do you know? People have even. Oh, wow. Handguns, I will carry, conceal. And that's the thing, secret stuff is just like when someone loses their license or fails to pay their insurance, fails to get their car inspected, they're still going to drive that vehicle. How do you keep up with that? Like even cops don't even want to deal with that. I've known people, even in my family, are like, yeah, hadn't got my registration. It's like it's already been like 6, 7 months, and you're still driving. Like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I just put some dirt on it on the corner there, and like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, I dropped my insurance. I can't afford it. But you're still driving. Like, if you hit someone, you're fudged. Like, that, right? Like, you're like, yeah, but I still gotta get to work and get to place. I'm like, if everybody followed the rules, it'd be a better place. But the reality is, people don't follow the rules. I don't know how many people I've seen in my area who don't even stop at stop signs. They just roll stop, like just go, go. Everyone's in a hurry. People at four-way stops don't pay attention. Like when you pull up, you already see that person's there and that person's there. And then a car across the street, they got here after me. So it's like these two have to go first. They were already there, right? You go because that other car just got there after you. People can't even keep up with that. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna go, and then another car will go right. And like, dude, you can't just that car go and then then you go. There's three other lanes that have to like, yeah. When you get everybody to follow the rules, then I think you can maybe come up with a solution for gun stuff. But even then, like if you ban guns, you think criminals are gonna stop carrying guns? And this is something I've tried to explain to family members. Ice-T said it best. The actor, the rapper, Ice-T said, "When criminals turn in when criminals turn in all their guns, I will turn in mine." And even him coming from the hood, thug life, whatever you want to call it, even he had enough sense to say, they're always going to have guns. So why shouldn't I have guns, right? What's the concept there? If somebody said, hey, when all people who don't have licenses and who drive around with no registration, no insurance, when they stop driving and start riding the bus, riding bikes, taking Uber, I'll do the same. Try to make that concept stick. If like people said, oh, we want to save the planet and we wanted to, okay, get all them other people to stop driving and I'll stop driving. But you can't. Same thing with guns. You can't do that. And I try to explain that to families, like, you do know that if you ban all guns, the only people that comply with that concept are good people, law like me, you, and other people. The criminals don't give a damn about that. They can laugh. They'll laugh at your face all day long, like, stupid. I'm not giving my guns up because now I can rob you and I know you're not going to shoot back at me. That's the real truth behind that. When seconds count, cops. Yeah, exactly. In between now and then, those minutes, it's up to you. It's up to you to defend yourself. A client in the Netherlands just sent me an email. They are advertising on TV to prepare for. Thank you, Secret. Wow. Everybody that's watching, 6 people, the other 5 people that are watching, please read that comment. I'll read it out loud. A client in the Netherlands just sent me an email. They are advertising on TV to prepare for a nuclear attack. Wow. Wow. I don't recall the cops. Oh yeah. Yeah, the thing is like, I'm so going back to the USA, the comrade. I stopped worrying about other people because you're not going to change them, right? Let's take a deep breath here. I stopped worrying about the whole gun debate. I don't even argue with people when it comes to politics because you're not going to change their mind. You're not. Whatever 10 things they say about your candidate, this side will say 10 or more things about yours. It's not going to, right? There's no sense in getting all worked up about it. I don't worry about the gun control thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm doing everything possible to follow the law and stay out of jail and do the right thing, but also give myself the opportunity to protect myself if I need to, right? That's why I'm out here just relaxing, drinking coffee, talking to you guys, right? But yeah, so let me end this here in the next minute or two and just say this. I'm doing good. Life is good. I'm not stressing about stuff that I can't control. I'm reevaluating my life as I go through it. I'm going to continue to prepare for what I can. I'm going to do my best to be a good person, human being. I'm going to live my life and plan for trips still until the shit hits the fan. The zombie apocalypse is here. I'll deal with the zombies then, but I'm not going to like worry over every little thing, right? Even if you're the most prepared person, doesn't mean you're going to make it past day 1 and shit hits the fan, right? Klingon Princess, where have you been? I don't ever see you anymore. Like, I was starting to think something happened to you. And on one of the other guys' what is his name? Shit. The roaming prepper, Pete. Even he has a person there called KP something, and I always think that's you. But I'm glad you stopped by, KP, Klingon Princess. Just enjoy life. Yeah, just enjoy it, man, because it's going to be a shit show regardless. Whichever side of the fence you're on. This is my closing statement. There's a huge ass bird over there flying around. I'm going to go check it out here. But at the end of the day, the world's going to be the way the world's going to be. Man, what is going on? There must be a dead rodent over there. Something. There's huge birds flying around. Oh, yes, that'll be a good photo op. Yep, something died over there. I'm going to go check it out here in a second. They're just like swooping down and going this way like big old jet planes. Live your life, guys. Just live your life. Take a deep breath. It's not that serious. YouTubers are getting old left and right. People are dropping out. They're not even doing videos no more. Don't waste your energy on wasted people. Oh, damn, there's 2, 3 of them over there flying around. Yeah, I'm going to go film that, or maybe I'll share it later. I need to update my little roping Halloween video, a little short video. Yeah, I even have a new knife video I did with a machete. Whoosh. I'll post that one too here. Otherwise, guys, have a blessed weekend. I'll check in with you. Life is good for me. It's all peaches and cream for me. Just getting all this common flu, this sinus stuff that I have. But man, life is good, you know. Just every day make it count. Watch where you step. Don't break a foot. Don't break a leg. Count your blessings. Just know none of us are taking this shit with us when we die. Buy what you want. Go spend some money. If you want to buy $1,000 scope, go buy you $1,000 scope. You know what I'm talking about. Go buy you a boat, man. Go buy you a canoe. Go hunting. Go camping. Do what you want to. Go buy you another knife. You know, just enjoy your life, guys. Enjoy it, because you're not taking this shit with you when you die, man. So anyway, if the zombies come out tomorrow, next week, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. So, I don't know if everybody else will be in my family, but I'll be ready. I'll be taking out zombies for sure. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. You stay blessed. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Get healthy. We're not gonna live forever, but let's live as long as we can. Okay. All right. Adios, amigos. As always, Red out. Thanks for sticking around with me. I'm gonna keep doing this as long as I can. Adios.